Governor Dan McKee says he has not yet read a letter from dozens of state reps urging him to amend the deadline for healthcare workers to get vaccinated by October 1st. Good evening. I'm Mike Montecalvo.
And I'm Shannon Heggie. He made the comments in his weekly briefing today in Providence, and that's where we find 12 News reporter Alexandra Leslie. Alex, is there any chance this deadline gets moved?
Well, we don't know, but Governor McKee told us he is having his regular meeting with the Department of Health in about a half an hour now. And while he wants to see people get vaccinated, he also said that he doesn't want to see people losing their jobs over refusing to comply with this mandate. For weeks, Rhode Islanders have rallied against the governor mandating vaccines for health workers. Governor Dan McKee has so far stood by keeping an October 1st deadline in place for workers to get their shots or else lose their job.
Taking a strong stand as the universities have and others is only to benefit us. The hospitals have done the same thing.
But at least 33 lawmakers, including Representative Tom Naray, disagree with this stance, saying they feel the mandate and its consequences are unfair to the workers that have been on the front lines over the past 18 months.
They did this job prior to the vaccine, and now the thanks that we're going to give them is now that you've gotten us to this point where we're below 3%, we're going to take your job.
McKee told reporters he doesn't want to see people lose their jobs over the issue. It's not clear exactly how much hospital staff that could implicate, though he said an overwhelming number of health workers have received the shot. Are they still eligible for unemployment?
I'm not sure. I would imagine they would be eligible, but at the same point in time, that's not our intention here. Our intention is to keep people employed and get them vaccinated.
The letter from lawmakers says if action isn't taken from the governor in an appropriate time frame, they would request House Speaker Shekarchi to reconvene the General Assembly to address the mandate. Now, Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker has imposed a similar mandate for nursing homes and home care providers with an October 31st deadline there. Governor McKee says he'll see if that makes sense to do in Rhode Island in his meeting with the Health Department later tonight. Live in Providence, Alexandra Leslie, 12 News.
This Thursday, students in Providence begin their first day of the 2021 school year.
And they're going to be dealing with a mask requirement as well as a teacher shortage. As Target 12 reported, data shows 188 teachers left Providence Public Schools so far this year, with some saying it became a hostile work environment.
12 News reporter Alexandra Leslie is live in the capital city. And Alex, the governor says he felt teachers left for a different reason. Is that right?
Yeah, Governor McKee says he believes that it was COVID in general and not the result of a hostile work environment. He says that he's hoping to create incentives to get educators to come back inside the classrooms.
There's a shortage of some sort because of COVID-19. The pandemic has brought about higher attrition among existing staff, while attracting fewer new educators into the classroom, so Providence is no different.
The first day of school in Providence is just days away, and not every teaching position is filled. Providence School Department told 12 News there were 96 vacancies as of the last week of August.
They're doing great in terms of making sure the teachers are in the classroom, but we still have a number of teachers left to assign to different classrooms.
As the pandemic forced state leaders to call on retired doctors and nurses, they're now calling on retired teachers for a second time.
If they have an interest to really put a year in or a semester in the Providence schools, we're asking them to respond, especially in areas that are high need, the science in the middle school, the high school math, and multi-language learnings in particular.
Governor Dan McKee says a new executive order invites retired teachers to come back. Former Governor Gina Raimondo signed a similar order back in January, which allowed retired teachers to collect their pensions even if they were paid to work as teachers during the pandemic. And a spokesperson for Governor McKee's office said that executive order he was referring to has not been filed just yet. Once we get those details, we'll post them on WPRI.com. Live in Providence, Alexandra Leslie, 12 News.